It is 11:25 p.m. on Wednesday, January 4th, 2017. I just got back from my 5K run. I did my nightly pull-ups, and I am glowing like a god. I feel great. I feel really great. This is Nate's isolation training. Maybe I'll go with Guy's isolation training. I don't know. I'm flip-flopping between those two a lot. Haven't really gotten comfortable calling myself Guy, even though I came up with it. Guys like Digi and Gib, the whole time I've known them, I've called them that one name. Now it's kind of funny like Gib changed his name to Hypocrite with his new channel. It's been tough for me to sort of, shift with that and call him Hippo with his new name. And it's even harder for me to start calling myself the new name I gave myself, because I've known myself for so long. So I don't know what I'll end up naming this exactly, but we'll see. Recently, as I'm sure a lot of people know, I've had some things in my life that have wrapped up. There have been some big changes, and now feels like a really good time to decompress. Especially after the holidays, when I got to go home, see my folks, hang out with my family, and see some friends from home, check in on what everybody's doing, and, it kind of feels like it's a shift to a new chapter in my life, which, if you follow along with the things I say and PCP and whatnot, I'm sure that you're aware of this. It's kind of like in my favorite game of all time, Final Fantasy 15. It's like I've entered a new chapter, and the old one is getting left behind. Going to a new chapter, new things are happening, just like that perfect game. So I do a lot of exercising, and actually, we did the Fat Fuckery podcast recently, and I really enjoyed doing that, getting to talk about, my relationship with exercise and dieting and that kind of stuff. I never intended to come across really as, well, I probably did intend to come across as like a real hardcore expert or someone who's incredibly good at sticking to the advice that intellectually he knows is the right way to operate. Because I have faults in that as well, not all of, but actually the last year, like the end of 2015 into 2016, when I moved out to Ohio for my new job, and that was also the time that I was really starting to crank out heavy duty work on my big videos on Best Guy Ever. That was a time when exercise and health consciousness definitely decreased in priority in my life, because I was so dedicated to getting those videos done. In all my spare time was devoted to that, in addition to having to go to school and working full time. And as you know, I've finished school, which is fantastic, just a couple weeks ago. But during that time, my exercise routine suffered, and there's no way around it. I gained some weight, and I lost some muscle. It's just true. I was at a peak of my life, probably around 2 years ago, before I started doing all the stuff intensely. Health and fitness peak of my life. It was awesome. It was wonderful. And I am definitely not at that peak right now. Now is the time where now that I've got more time, I'm working on getting back to that point, and surpassing it. But, this is a lower point than that. I'm no longer in a valley. I'm not at a nadir, as opposed to a zenith for you English majors out there. I'm not at the lowest point. I'm currently on a rise, which feels great. But, my point is just that I'm not perfect at this stuff, And but all this is just a preface for something I wanted to talk about, which was that a guy I know, someone who watched this podcast, the Fat Fuckery podcast, somebody reached out to me who had watched it, and I won't say who it is, just to protect privacy, even though, if I were them, I would want this screamed from the rooftops because it's so awesome. But this one guy messaged me and told me that podcast, and specifically the things I was talking about in it, were so resonated with him so strongly that he was able to, I don't know if it was immediate or not, but was able to, from that point on, and I don't know how many months ago that was now, but was able to make a change in his life. And I think it was mostly dietary. And I believe he said he lost around, I don't want to exaggerate, but I honestly think he said 100 pounds. I believe it was about 100 pounds that he lost. It might have been 50. I feel bad not remembering the exact amount. But this is even 50 pounds, like holy shit. And this was in the span of it was less than 6 months. Let's just be conservative and say he lost 50 pounds in 6 months. That's insane. That's fantastic. And this guy came to me and said, Nate, guy, whatever, you really inspired me to make this change in my life. And I think he said thank you or something. And you know what that made me think? That made me think, for once in my life, I got to be the role model. I got to be, the Kamina, who was inspiring somebody else to be, to live up to their potential, to do something that they didn't necessarily know they could do. And God, Jesus Christ, I just don't know if there's anything that would ever feel better than that, than to help to make a positive change in someone's life like that. And obviously, I'm not trying to take full credit. This hero fucking did it himself, but to be a part of the process for that, to advocate what I would consider generally positive changes people can make in their lives, and to see someone follow through and succeed and be grateful and happy and better and healthier for it, there's just nothing better than that. So, I was just out running, middle of the fucking night. I got home from work, had shit to do. I should have gone to bed half an hour ago. Instead went for a run. Because, when it's the time of day to do your exercise, there ain't nothing to it but to do it. Just a really validating story. I don't even mean to talk about me. I'm just talking about the principle of applying yourself. And God, it feels so good to be able to help other people to make a positive change. Because that is really what my entire YouTube presence is about. At least on Best Guy Ever. Every video I post on there, well, aside from the shit posts, which there are plenty of, to be fair. all of the scripted videos I write, I like to think they all have a central message. And, I like to cite Huey's Law, as I call it, the rule from the Christmas episode of The Boondocks, one of my favorite shows, when Huey's like, if people want to see my vision, nobody's going to give a fuck. You got to dress it up with special effects and flair and songs and Hollywood movie stars. You got to dress up. You got to put candy around the medicine if you want people to swallow it. But I do think that there is that medicine, at least in my opinion, contained in my videos, that I want people to get, because I'm a really strong advocate for humanism. I don't really like to attach myself to any particular movement, but I just mean I value human life, and I want humanity to succeed and foster itself and grow. And I like to think the messages that I put in my shit, have that effect. One of the big reasons that I wanted to do this today was because I just finished my Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer video, which I was really secretive about, and I didn't tell anybody about until it was just about done, except Mr. Donut the Donut. Big shout out to him, who inspired the way that the video was edited. I wouldn't have done it if I hadn't seen his JoJo videos, which I love, especially his White Snake. Fucking White Snake. Here I go again on my own, going down the only road I've ever known. Fucking Enrico Pucci is my fucking nigga. I love that dude. Way to go, Donut. You killed it. I wanted to decompress about how intense the editing process was for that. I mean, there's a couple things I wanted to talk about it. Before I get into that, I've noticed that I'm a really extreme guy when it comes to the way I attune myself to things, and that once I'm focused on a particular task, it's really hard for me to multitask, if you know what I mean. In the sense of, like, when I was getting close to finishing that video, and for me, that video took about 2.5 months of straight working every single night, editing. To be fair, Christmas vacation, I was away, so I didn't work every single night, but worked many hours on that project. And towards the end, I'm so focused on just getting it done, gotta get it out, gotta move on to the next project. Time is wasted, time is ticking, you have to finish it, that I sort of give up things like cooking myself healthy meals, because I think, no, I can't spend the time doing that. I need to be editing right now. I can't waste time. I'll just fucking order a whatever. Fucking crangoons. That's crab rangoons. There was a Chinese food menu at my house that said crangoons on it. I've always loved that. Fucking crangoons, dawg. If you ever see me, buy me some crangoons. I'll love you forever. Yeah, like, why would I spend time cooking myself a fucking healthy meal, making my delicious protein shake? That'll take up 2 whole minutes of my life. I could be editing. Just fucking order something. Or spend an hour exercising, really, when I could spend that hour, photoshopping fucking 2 panels from this fucking massive project I'm doing right now. I can't justify that time. I need to be editing right now. That's the way my mind goes. And I've noticed this pattern. I talked before about how my exercise routine has suffered. For a while it suffered. It's better now. But it suffered because I would trick myself, sort of. My mind would play tricks on itself to make me think that, I can't exercise today. I need to fucking be editing right now. My ability to divide up my time in a healthy way diminishes as my urgency to complete a project increases. You know what I mean? I've noticed that, even since the first Gurren Lagann video, Gurren Lagann Part 1, you know how I edited that thing? I was using my old laptop for that, and I went to the library where my parents wouldn't bug me because I was living at home when I was making it on my shitty fucking laptop. And I would go to the library and sit down there all night and just edit clips together on that piece of shit laptop that barely even worked. I didn't even know that Vegas, I was watching clips in full resolution, and I didn't turn down the little preview window to quarter resolution, which allows you to actually play it properly. So I was just fucking I would have to render a clip and then watch it to see if the timing worked. It's fucking whatever. The point is, all my time was just spent at that fucking library editing. That's what I did, and my exercise routine suffered. And then once that project was done, I was free, and I could start preparing to work on part 2. And then my exercise routine got much better again. And that was just the start of this. But now I've been doing these intensive editing projects straight for almost 2 years. It was like a year and a half or so. And it's not a good cycle of managing the important things I need to do in my life. I've given up a lot of other things to focus on editing, and I'm aware that it's having negative effects in other aspects of my life in various ways, but those are all acceptable to me. But the exercise one is not acceptable to me, and that's why I need to make some changes in the way that I structure my time. I really feel like the Procrastinators is the perfect channel for me, because I have never met anyone. You can talk to my friends. I have never met anyone who is a worse procrastinator, in the sense that you get things done, generally, but at the absolute last possible second. Are you aware? Of course you're not aware. I don't talk about this, but I finished all my assignments this last semester as a fucking, super senior guy, finishing my degree. In my last class here, every single assignment was turned in the hour it was due or later. Or later than the due date. And luckily, in this particular class, they didn't mind, but I've had classes where people did mind. And then, then you have to play the whole dance of like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, oh, I thought it was due late. Like, I've been a real shitty, time management guy as long as I can remember. And it's my biggest flaw, personally. And it stretches into other ways, I think that it's the same problem that I have with my ability to, budget when I get close to the end of an editing project, like how much time I need to be editing. And then, Nate, take the fucking hour to go exercise. I think that these are all a manifestation of the same kind of weakness of, an ability to structure a schedule effectively. I'm really a one-track kind of guy, which, by the way, makes me a great editor, as everybody can see, because I so autistically focus in on whatever I've decided is the thing that I have to do. And when it's done, generally pretty fucking good. But, it comes at a cost, other shit gets neglected. I really am, an artist in the sense that I need a rich, gay, Italian lover / patron to to be my patron as an artist. So we can have gay sex, like I'm referencing Michelangelo, if you're not getting the reference here. And the Pope, I think they were gay lovers, right? That's fact, that's confirmed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's confirmed. If I can just focus on the thing that I want to do, I'm pretty darn good at it. If I do say so myself. Hey, quick aside, when I was out on my run today, I found not one, but 2 potatoes on the ground, and I'm holding them in my hands. They are completely frozen solid. How's that for focus? Fuck boys. Where was I going with that? Whatever, not important. Oh yeah, I'm just decompressing about my whole experience of YouTubing and making the Biscuit Hammer video. It's revealing to me more and more the way that I operate on YouTube and the ways that isn't optimal. I've talked about this many times, I think, in various PCP episodes, so I don't need to dwell on it too much, but that project was a vast sinkhole of time for 2.5 months. That, just isn't the most efficient way to spend your time on YouTube. Not to mention, it's a niche thing. Like, it's a fucking AMV, an MMV, I guess, manga music video, for a series that's not particularly popular. But, I just really identify with it. Hey, you know what sucks about that? That I want everyone to die who says this? Everyone who fucking comments on that video, wow, great video, dude. Or just skips that part and gets straight to, you guys should read Spirit Circle. Spirit Circle is the latest manga by Satoshi Mizukami, the guy who made Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer. We're not here to talk about fucking Spirit Circle, you fucking idiots. We're here to talk about Lucifer and the fucking Biscuit Hammer. Everyone who fucking commented about Spirit Circle, shut the fuck up and die. I hate you guys. I don't hate you guys. I just wish you would focus on the matter at hand. I didn't make a fucking video about Spirit Circle, okay? I made a video about Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer because it's one of my favorite manga, and Spirit Circle, I've read about half of it, okay? It does not focus. It's not like these things are interchangeable. Like, oh, if you like Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer, just read Spirit Circle. Like, it's the new one, so it just replaces it. No, that's fucking not how it works. Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer is fucking great, and I wish you fucking people talk about Spirit Circle would just make your own fucking Spirit Circle video and then comment all your shit on that, okay? Just keep it off of my shit, god damn it. God. Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer is too good to be ignored by discussions about fucking the new work by the guy, okay? I like Spirit Circle. It's good. I haven't finished it. I can't say that it's great because I haven't gotten, I don't know, I don't feel like it's really earned its weight yet. As like, because I love this series, I don't feel like it's reached that bar with the place I got to. I don't know how far I got into it. I'm lying. I didn't get halfway. I read like, I don't know, 20 chapters or something. just everybody chill out about Spirit Circle, okay? Can we please? You know, the biggest disappointment for me about that video is that there isn't more. And, you know, to be fair, I get it. I understand why, because the nature of the video is kind of just a really quick emotional dive into Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer, as opposed to like what I'm tempted to do, because I'm not getting enough of this, but like you know, like my Tingatapa Gurlug part 2. I'd like to do someday. I probably won't, but maybe I will. Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer part 2 video, where I like really talk in depth about the themes of the manga and what it means and why it's so important to me as a person, because that is a very important series to me as a person. Really, oh god, it doesn't really come across that much in the video that I made. There's so much about that series that I couldn't capture. That you know, it's like no matter what AMV you make of any show or any manga, you're never going to capture everything that you love about it. And just one of the things I couldn't capture about that series was, in the video, you do see Amamiya's, or Yuhi's transformation from like this self-hating, you know, kind of an asshole, weirdo creeper who wouldn't mind if the world got destroyed, into, you know, like a guy who lives for his lady, has real, genuine friendships with people, you know, has father figures that come and go, and is able to make a positive contribution to the world emotionally and practically by fucking, you know, saving the fucking world. Fuck yeah, Lizard Knight. But there's this other part about him. There's a lot of physical training that goes on in that series. I was fucking out running today. Amamiya Yuhi goes out running every single morning with the princess. Every day in Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer. They go for a fucking run, all right? And it's to build up their stamina, because their ring powers, the domain control, psychic power ball things that you don't see much of in my video, those, the more stamina you have, the more endurance you have, like the stronger your domain is, like the longer you can use it. And also, later on in the series, he gets... God, I wish I really tried to include this, there just wasn't enough space. Yuhi gets really into digging holes. Like, he just, out of the fucking blue, he develops the habit of digging trap holes all over this fucking mountain. And he starts doing it, and he gets fucking ripped. Just, he goes out every day, and he digs fucking holes. Just like, you know, like the movie Holes. Only he covers them up, and it's used for fucking, like, emotional payoffs, as well as gags. Like the idea is that he'll dig holes to, you know, get stronger. It's his form of exercise, as well as it's a meditative thing. It's an exercise thing. And it's also, a practical, you know, like trap hole. Like when they're fighting the golems, maybe one will step in one and, it'll, you know, help them in the fight somehow. And, God, I fucking love it. But it's the training that Yuhi goes through. Oh God, I just love, you know, guys, Amamiya Yuhi starts that series weak as fuck, right? Me, I started running seriously about 4 or 5 months ago, I think, after I had gone for a long time. I'd still been working out sparingly, but I got really into running again, and now I'm doing 5Ks pretty frequently, and I'm going for 10K. Just like, even though even a 5K is not that impressive, but well, let me put it in context. When I started running a couple months ago, like my ankles, and I had never felt this before because I used to run a lot, but my ankles were so weak, they were like the limiting factor when I tried to go for a run. Like as I would be out running, I wouldn't get exhausted. My ankles would specifically give out. Like when you're doing curls and your bicep gives out and you just can't do another fucking curl, my ankles would just, I couldn't lift my leg to move my fucking foot to run anymore. That was the limiting factor on them. It was weird. I had never felt that before. But now, several months later, no problems. My ankles are totally fine. And that was like a real problem for like a month when I was running. But God, it feels so good to set yourself a goal like that and to achieve it, to get past it, which is why I fucking love exercising. I feel so good every time I exercise. When I'm doing it, it's hard. Don't really love the actual doing of it, but afterward feels fantastic. And you know what? I do love doing it. Like every set is a struggle, obviously, but once you put the set down and you can just bask in what you've just accomplished, it's great. I hope everyone feels it. Oh, boy. A little bit rambly. Hope you forgive me. I feel like everything here is fairly related, more or less, in the same ballpark here. Was there anything else I wanted to say about my fucking video there? No, no. I guess I'm a little disappointed with the views. I mean, you know, my channel's not that big. I understand. I knew from the get-go that that video wasn't, you know, it's not like I was making a drama video. Now that's what I need to do to get the views. It's a little art piece, you know. I think that my patrons probably appreciate it a lot. Because I feel like it's new content for me, and it's a whole new fucking art form that I've never done before. And I really loved it. Thanks again, Mr. Donut, for inspiring that. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that my particular brand on Best Guy Ever is going to grow as time goes on fairly. I mean, if I kept doing what I have been doing, it'd be slow. But I think I'm going to make a couple changes. Hopefully it'll go faster. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully the quality will remain high. I mean, it's me. Come on, son. You know I'm going to be high quality. Yeah. I guess there's one other thing I kind of wanted to talk about that relates to some of the stuff I've been saying here. I was just thinking about the kind of characters I gravitate to a lot. I don't know how much I know I've talked about this to some extent in PCPs, but, you know, I was just thinking about Kill Bill, The Bride, you know, the Snake Boys, that whole bunch. No, but really, I was thinking about Bill himself. There's a line in Kill Bill. It's not really a line. It's just a concept about the character Bill that someone says. I think Esteban, whatever, the Spanish dude, Mexican, I don't know. The guy that is in Kill Bill Part 2, who tells the bride where Bill is finally. What's her name? Beatrix Kiddo. That's right. When Kiddo goes to meet this guy, he was like a mentor of Bill's growing up. And I don't really know exactly what their relationship was, but they hung out, you know? And he says something interesting about Bill that's really stuck with me over the years. And it was that, I think he said that Bill and his brother Bud were orphans. I think he said that. But I know he definitely said Bill collected father figures. Ever since I heard that line, I just felt such a strong kinship with that. You know, I don't know if everybody gets that, but I know exactly what that means. And I mean, maybe Bill didn't have a father, and that's why he, you know, quote unquote, collected father figures. But I really feel like that sort of idea is why I'm so into anime and the specific things that I gravitate towards. You know, I, of course, have a dad, and he is a wonderful dad, and I love him with all my heart, but he's not perfect, you know? No dad is. My dad is a very emotionally, I don't know, I don't want to paint him in the wrong way. You know, like, a lot of the time, mothers are the more emotional person, I think, between two parents. At least it seemed to me. And fathers are a little bit more, I mean, not even that they're more disciplined, but they're more like a teacher, you know, as opposed to a friend. You know what I mean? A little more strict, you know? And my dad, you know, was kind of strict, I guess. But my dad was definitely the more emotional one. I hope I'm not fucking going too deep right now, too real, but whatever. I don't think I'm going to say anything that's going to hurt anybody's feelings. My dad was definitely the more emotionally connected of my two parents. You know, my dad's a psychologist, so I'm sure empathy is his fucking business, you know? It's his deal to connect emotionally and do that shit. And my mom is just, you know, I don't want to say emotionally distant. That sounds negative. I just mean that she was a little more, you know, private of a person. And she was always there for me when I was real sad and when I needed somebody, but it's just not really in her nature to like, what I'm trying to illustrate here is just that I think when I was growing up, and this has a point, this relates to anime, your favorite thing, viewer. So hang in there. I think when I was growing up, like, no, I didn't have anybody who was like really cool in my life, you know? Like, I don't think I had a strong, positive male role model in the sense of like a badass, you know? Like, my dad was a wonderful father, a fantastic person, but I wouldn't exactly call him a badass. And actually, it's really funny, as I've gotten older and I learn more about his history, and I see him spend more time with like his brothers, because he's got a whole bunch of brothers, and I see him do things that I don't think he would have showed me when I was younger, I see like the badass part of my dad come out more and more, which is kind of ironic. As he gets older, he gets more of a badass, at least in my eyes. But like there wasn't as much of that when I was young. And I'm not trying to complain. I'm just describing reality for me. This is not a complaint. But when I look back at the guy that I am now and why I am this way, I do think that I didn't have someone in my life who I could emulate to be cool, you know? And being cool is so important to me. And it's not that I choose that I want that for myself. It's kind of just instinct. And it's not even that I really think that I am that cool. It's that I want to be cool, and so I project that I think I am cool. Oh God, we're getting deep here. This is a little more than I bargained for. Fuck it. So what I'm trying to say is, I think I filled that hole in myself. And hey, for all I know, everyone in the world feels exactly the same. You know, maybe everyone can relate to this. I'm not trying to say I'm the only one who felt like this, because I had a great life growing up. But everyone's got things that are deficient, you know, excesses of some things, deficiencies of others. In my case, I think I could have used some more, like, positive male role models. Because I had my brother around, but he's not cool. You know, Ben was cool, but, I don't know. I think we were too much alike. Oh, man, I don't even know. I don't even know what Ben's place in my life was. We hung out a lot. I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't even comment on it. I just got to skip over that and just say what I'm actually trying to fucking get to, which is that I think anime, cartoons, Goku filled that role model for me, filled that hole in my life of like I didn't have a person in my life, like a dad or an uncle who would fucking talk to me about like, oh man, you want to look at all those sexy girls, you know, like or like, hey, let's go hunting, let's go kill things, let's go be beasts, let's go be animals for a while. You know, I wasn't in touch with my reptilian brain very much when I was younger. I don't think I was really like aware that it's okay to just be a fucking animal sometimes, you know? And I think I have tried to make up for that in other ways. But that's why I think I feel so attracted to characters like when I was young, Goku, man. Goku was my dude. He's why I started exercising all those years ago, and I've been doing it ever since, with varying degrees of success. Man, you should see some of my pictures at my sexiest. Oh, I was a fucking god. But give me a couple months. I'll be back in top shape. I just need to do a little more running. Anyway, when I was young, Goku was my hero. It's funny because thinking about it now, really, Vegeta is the guy that I relate to way more. Like, fucking Vegeta, dude. Like, Prince of all Saiyans, right? Fucking planet gets blown up, all right? His kingdom, gone. His people, gone. Like, who's gonna be sadder about a fucking planet being destroyed? Like, Goku, some fuckboy who doesn't even know that other fucking Kakarottians exist, other fucking Saiyans exist, or the fucking Prince of all Saiyans who was gonna rule over his people and then they all fucking died, right? Bam, sadder backstory. Trains so hard all the time to be the best, and still fucking power of friendship Goku just beats him every goddamn time. And of course, like, being fucking crushed under the superior alphaness of Frieza his whole life. The guy who killed his dad until, you know, fucking Goku saves him, the man who defeated him. God, and he can still never surpass Goku. Why is Goku the legendary Super Saiyan? Why not me? I'm the fucking prince. I'm just trying to describe how hard Vegeta worked, right? And what a raw deal he fucking got his whole life. Until he finally found peace and settled down with a top shelf babe like Bulma. Had a kick-ass son like future Trunks. Holy shit, fuck yeah. Love Trunks, love Vegeta, love Bulma. Perfect family. 10 out of 10. Man. But anyway, when I was a kid, I didn't understand that. I didn't know what a real nigga Vegeta was. I was into Goku because Goku still trained hard, you know. He worked hard and he played hard. Oh God, I've gone too far. But Goku was the hero, right? Goku was the dude who fucking saved the day. He was the strongest. He was the coolest. Everything revolved around him. He was the most important character. Everyone respected him. Everyone loved him. I wanted to be him. I wanted to be him so bad. I wanted to be him more than anything else in the world. And I think at the time, I worked out specifically to be like Goku, to be a hero, is why I worked out. I think that I can say that with some confidence. That is why I started working out when I was a little kid. I mean, I wasn't that little at that point. I mean, I was probably like, I don't even fucking know. A long time ago. Yeah. I wanted to be Goku. And I see that pattern in different ways. As I got older, you know, like the whole girl thing became more relevant. Because when I was young, man, brothers and sisters, I was uncomfortable with the ladies. Let me tell you. I had opportunities, man. I had them. Goofed them up. And that's why I was so attracted to characters like, you know, like Kamina, my favorite character. The women loved him, and the men wanted to be him, and I was one of them. He had Yoko. He would have had his pick of the litter. You know, he was a hero. He was a leader. That is the exact kind of person I wanted to be. And, you know, I definitely was not. I definitely was not that guy for a long time. And I wanted to be more than anything. And, you know, I think I'm closer than I've ever been to being like a Kamina. I mean, hey, I fucking, right? My story earlier, inspiring someone to exercise, work out, and get some real change in their life. That's what it's all about, man. It really touches me that I could do that. I could have that kind of positive change in somebody's life. So you know what? I mean, things are looking up, right? Things are looking up. I'm just talking about how I relate to that line in fucking Kill Bill. You know, he collected father figures. I collected father figures too, I think. And it's guys like Vash the Stampede who just go above and beyond the fucking Call of Duty to protect people. And they're superior. And they're gods, you know? Like, Vash is a fucking god. And he uses his power to connect with humanity, to have a good life, you know, fucking fuck sluts, like a real guy. And, no, he's a sensitive soul. He would never take advantage of a woman like that. Because he doesn't want them to see his fucked up body. Because he spends all day protecting people! Guys like, I mean, to some extent, Rance from Sengoku Rance and the whole Rance series. Love him. Big admirer of his work. Go look up Sengoku Rance if you don't know what it is. Play that fucking game. It's awesome. Story aside, the gameplay is hard as fuck. Love that game. I don't know. I think I just wanted to talk about why I'm into anime at all. You know, I'm not like a lot of the other guys on YouTube who talk about anime, who really give a shit about anime as a medium. For me, anime is just sort of the medium that life led me to that happened to most appeal to the things I'm into. Like, there aren't a lot of kaminas outside anime. You know what I mean? You don't see a lot of that shit these days. Strong, positive male role models are a big thing that I like to see. You know, I love good dads. You know, I say that sometimes. I really love good dads in fiction. I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to listen back to this and see if this is even worthy of being shipped out. This may have gotten too real, too fast, and too furious for you and for public consumption. Anyway, I think that's about everything I've got to say. I might delete this, might upload the whole thing, might edit some shit out. Maybe I'll add another piece. I don't know. We'll see. But hey, everybody out there, before you go, just remember, go do cool shit that's hard, but you want to do anyway. Because if you do it, because I told you to, and then you tell me about it, I'll feel really good about that. And so go do that so I can feel good about myself. All right? I demand you make positive changes in your life so that I can feel better about myself. All right, there you go. There's your ultimatum. Go do that or I don't know. Your mother will die in her sleep tonight. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. I'll see you later.